Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, I am going to be doing a live review for Thor Love and Thunder. First up is going to be the spoiler-free review. I will not spoil anything except for anything that's been in the trailers or whatnot. That's fair game. I will then move afterward to spoiler territory. So, when this is up, you know it's spoiler-free. When this is up, you know it's spoilers. So let's get on with the spoiler-free review. Going into this film, I was hoping that I would be proven wrong. Or rather, that Taika Waititi would have lied to us. I was hoping he would have lied to us. But in classic Taika Waititi asshole-ish fashion, he kept his word that he would ruin our mythos in a minute, baby. He did so. This movie had so many objective problems to it. Now, this is not my subjective opinion, folks. This is my objective opinion. This movie is about a 5 out of 10 objectively. You have acting that is absolutely terrible. You have freaking agenda all throughout this movie. You have actors who are well-renowned. The writing is just shit in this movie. It is as if somebody literally took a shit on a script and used it to make this movie. I'm not kidding, folks, when I say this. This movie was not good by objective standards. Everybody's all gonna fawn over the great music. Everybody's gonna fawn over, oh, it's Thor and the great visuals. But this movie needs more than just great music and visuals. This movie needs a good story, serious action. I miss the days where Kenneth Branagh made Thor. When I went into this movie, I had hope that Taika Waititi would actually respect the MCU. Unfortunately, he doesn't even know about the own content he made with Thor Ragnarok. That will be for the spoiler review. Folks, I came home. The first thing I did, and I don't drink, by the way. I don't drink alcohol. The first thing I did when I got into my truck to come home was stop by my local mart, and I almost thought about buying alcohol because of this movie. I have a depression episode going right now. I am depressed, and it is because of this movie. I am so freaking depressed, I cried on the way home because of how bad this movie is. Now, a lot of you are going to come at me and say, oh, you're just hating to hate on it. No, I actually want this shit to be good. I really do. But this isn't good. What they did in this movie wasn't good. The acting between Chris Pratt and freaking Chris Hemsworth was god fucking awful. It really was. What was that? It was fucking disturbing. It hurts that I have to freaking come on here day after fucking day and bitch about Hollywood. I don't want to bitch about Hollywood. I want to be happy. Unfortunately, this shit isn't making me happy. And you want to know why? It's not because of a strong female lead. It's not because somebody fucking is black or whatever. I don't care about any of that shit. I want a good story. I want a good freaking performance. I want the people to take their fucking jobs seriously. What I saw on the screen at my theater was everything that is not what I just described. So basically, as the story goes, it's the Gore the God Killer or the God Butcher stuff. And if you remember from Thor or the first Thor movie, they take their lineage seriously. When they die, they will die a warrior's death. That's fucking mocked in this. All of that shit, or all of what they have taken seriously in previous movies, is mocked to absolute horse shit. And I don't like it. They have a complete departure from reality with the whole King Valkyrie thing. It's Queen Valkyrie. It is okay to be a queen. Nothing wrong with that. But apparently there is in this movie because they have to keep calling Tessa Thompson King Valkyrie because, queens or women can be kings too. No, they can't. I'm sorry to burst your freaking bubble of non-reality, but women can't be kings. A king is defined as a male ruler of a monarch or a male monarch. A queen is a female monarch. Tessa Thompson is female, therefore she is a queen. But they don't freaking care. They have to totally deny reality. As for the shit in this movie with agenda-driven nonsense, identity politics and whatnot, that was, for the most part, kept to a minimum, except for the real bullshit that they pulled. Fucking demasculizing Zeus. We all know that Zeus is in this movie. They make him into a fucking idiot and a sissy. Zeus, the god of the top god of the Greek pantheon, is a fucking sissy prick who gets angry and whatnot. You see a couple Celestials in this movie. Nice. Christian Bale's performance is very good. His was the only good acting in this film. For fuck's sake, folks. When the villain is the best part of a freaking film, that's saying something. Christian Bale was the best acting part in this movie because he played it, or he was a very serious villain. And then you see this horse shit of a movie. Now, are there some good spots in this movie? Absolutely. Most of them revolve around Gore, the God Butcher. Everything else is absolute horseshit. Taika Waititi can't even remember his own content from Thor Ragnarok with the character of Korg and what he described. But of course, kill the past, let it die. There is so much wrong here, folks. So much. The writing of this story has so many inconsistencies and problems and force acting that it seriously felt like they were trying to be on a theater when they weren't. It really sucked. And I hate that I'm saying this, folks. I don't like that I have to complain about these movies. I want these movies to be good. But right now, this movie was worse than any sort of porn parody that isn't made by Axel Braun. I could have sworn this movie could have been made in the 60s with how bad it is. It hurts So much that I had a fucking depression attack coming out of that movie. I wanted to buy alcohol. That was my first impulse, to go get alcohol. And I'm not even a drinker of alcohol. This isn't me freaking laying it on, playing a joke. No, this is serious. I'm dead serious. I'm not going to bullshit people. It's as if they didn't take it seriously. This movie is a complete fucking joke. I mean, how Thor or how Jane gets or is somehow worthy of Mjolnir is explained in this film. The fact that she is, or like in the comics, she is dying because of it. So that part was good. They had some good parts in this. Kat Dennings, her character is a literal comedic element. So she did good in her job. Kat Dennings did great. Stellan Skarsgård, for the very brief moment he was in this movie, he was pretty good. Jane Foster becoming female Thor, or Lady Thor. Oh, but you can't call her Lady Thor. You call her the Mighty Thor, or she'll get angry at you. Or Dr. Jane Foster. No, I'm going to call you fucking Lady Thor. You're a female Thor. Deal with it. This movie was bad. It hurts that so bad coming out of this movie. I was bored to tears. I felt like I was literally dying watching this movie. This isn't a freaking joke, folks. I'm dead serious. I even started this damn live stream early because I want to get it done. Right? Objectively, this movie is about a 5 or a 6. There's some good parts in it, good writing, good sequences. But then there is just the god-awful dumpster fire. As JM2021 says in the chat, Thor, trash, and blunder. Exactly. And Big O, dude, I'm hoping, or I'm praying for your immortal soul. And I'm barely a Catholic. Watching this movie hurt, folks. Because it shows that they don't even fucking care about their own continuity. They don't even care about their own product. I felt like this movie was directed by a 5-year-old. Taika Waititi did not do a good job with this movie. In fact, he actually kept his promise, like I said in the beginning of the stream. He kept his promise in ruining the mythos. Wow. Fucking wow. So, yeah. Going into spoilers now. If you do not want to be spoiled, I highly suggest you leave. Go watch the movie and check out the review afterward. So here we go. Spoilers in 5, 4, fuck it. I don't care. So basically, Jane's dying from cancer, just like in the comic. And unlike the comic, where she refused Asgardian help and refused magic treatment, she goes to Asgard to seek out Mjolnir because she heard that Mjolnir was calling her. She heard Mjolnir's call, and she became the Mighty Thor, Lady Thor. And Gore, in the beginning of the movie, his daughter dies, and he meets his god in an oasis. Kills the god with a necro sword instead of it being the all black, which was the symbiote sword that created symbiotes that Null, the symbiote king, freaking created. It's not the all black, it's the necro sword. Wow. because they can't have symbiotes, apparently. So, he becomes corrupted, starts killing off gods. And you see Jamie Alexander is back as Lady Sif. And Heimdall had a kid, whenever that was never established. And his kid's name was Astrid or something like that. But he wants to become he wants to be called Axel now, and he won't respond to Astrid. He's Axel. That's the allegory for trans, because I am no longer Astrid anymore. I go by Axel now. That's your allegory for trans right there, folks, for kids being trans. So that's fucking retarded. Forcing that horse shit into a movie takes away from the main plot of the movie. This movie was a comedy instead of action adventure. It's all just fucking jokes. Bad writing. When you see Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt parting ways, when they're finally parting ways, this acting job, or the acting in that scene, is terrible. They're trying to sound tough. They're trying to sound dramatic. But it comes off as a fucking joke. It comes off as a bad attempt at humor. I'm hoping it will lose money. How did the audience react to Naked Thor scene? The audience in my... No, she's not. JM 2021, she's not. How did the audience react? Some of them got a couple laughs. This was a pre-screening. Some of them got a few laughs. But when I actually said this movie was bad, people actually laughed because they thought I was kidding. I wasn't kidding. So then you got the screaming goats. These screaming goats I was getting a headache from them. It's like, come on. Are you not taking this shit seriously? Of course not. It's Taika Waititi. He's going to ruin your mythos. The one thing I did like was how becoming Mighty Thor is killing Jane. Gore, the God Butcher, doing a good job killing gods. And the scenes where he is fighting Thor is very good. I like those scenes. Those were great acting on Christian Bale's part. But Chris Hemsworth, his character Thor has been completely cucked. This was more of a soap opera than a movie. And Valkyrie is completely just a vain bitch in this movie. Oh, we got to objectify the men. But it's such a crime to objectify the women. The frickin' Korg, Taika Waititi's character, can't even remember that he said that he had a mother in Thor Ragnarok. He has, two dads put their hands over a lava pit to create a kid. He's saying he had two dads. What happened to your mom, Korg? This is bad storytelling because they have to push an agenda. They have to make it so good or so agenda-driven that they are destroying previous continuity. Korg literally says when he was describing how he tried to start a revolution in Thor Ragnarok, nobody showed up except for my mom and my boyfriend, whom I hate. And then it's explained that two Corbinites or whatever are two guys have to freaking put their hand over a lava thing and then pull them apart and you get a baby bait or a baby Korg thingy. That's weird, first off. Second off, his body is just, or Korg gets his body destroyed, but his face survives. He's like that talking head in God of War, or the new God of War movie with the Norse pantheon. And Thor just continued. I missed the Thor from Phase 1. The Thor from Phase 1 that wasn't cucked and demasculinized by Disney. They made him such a fucking idiot. Now, there are some scenes that he's actually doing pretty good. Like when they lose against Gore in one scene, they get launched back to Earth, and Jane is in the hospital, and he's trying to tell her, it's that damn hammer that's killing you. I want to spend the rest of my time with you. And they have some nice parts there. Also, the sentience of Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, which has never been established before, is a fucking joke now. Stormbreaker is somehow fully sentient and fucking with Thor because of it, or because of jealousy. Because Mjolnir's back. Get that. Yeah. And also because Jane has received the power of Thor, she's able to dust out like Odin did and go to Valhalla. Right. Because she wasn't mortal originally. There's just so much wrong here, folks. The reason why Jane is worthy isn't because of her character. It's because Thor literally put a decree on the hammer. He puts a decree on the hammer without him even realizing he did it, which is how stupid it is. Just promise you'll protect her. Mjolnir taps it. You see the triquetra sign, meaning that it listened to Thor and it will protect her and keep her from harm and keep her safe. That's why she's worthy. Not because she's a good person, but because Thor told the hammer to watch out for her. If Thor, or if Mjolnir, was so freaking smart and sentient, it wouldn't have done that. Because Mjolnir kills Jane because making her Asgardian and making her the mighty Thor or Lady Thor keeps draining her mortality, her mortal strength. It's sucking the life out of her, essentially. Good job there, Mjolnir. You fucking idiots who are trying to write this movie didn't have any idea what you were doing. Christian Bale, like I said, he was a great freaking character in this. And like all nowadays villains, they gotta have a small bit of redemption. His child died. She was mortal. She wasn't anything special. She died in the beginning of this movie. His wish, because he makes it to eternity, the center of the universe, the being of all beings, he makes it to eternity. Yeah. And he wishes for his daughter to come back. Well, he knows he's dying because the Necro sword, or the All Black, which it should have been called, is draining the life out of him. When it curses, or when a person takes on the sword, it curses them to kill, or have the power to kill gods, but also it will erode their body. So yeah, he's dying. Well, now his daughter, because she was resurrected by eternity, has powers, and at the end of the movie, Thor now has both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. She feminizes Mjolnir, puts a nice little woman face on it and some sparkle or some garland on the bottom, make it look nice and kid wise. And he uses he uses Mjolnir, while this little kid who's literally as tall as Stormbreaker and is now a god in her own right because she got resurrected by eternity, is able to wield Stormbreaker. What the fuck? Everybody wants love in this film. That's the whole point of this film. Everybody needs love. Even the underrepresented, who's been represented for over 100 years in film. If you really know, or all of the LGBTQ whiners out there don't even realize that they have been, or that they have been represented for over 100 years in film. Since 1916. The movie Vingarn. They've been represented for 106 years. Hey, Sentinel, moviegoer, it's entertaining if you turn your brain off. I hope you enjoy it. I really do. Folks, I hope you enjoy this movie. I didn't, but I hope you do. Zeus. Oh my God, it was just bad. Yes, eternity to cosmic being. That is the whole goal of this movie. To get to eternity. Because Gore is searching for the key to eternity, which is the Bifrost. Yeah. So you're telling me the Asgardians had the key to eternity this whole time, and now with Stormbreaker able to summon the Bifrost, Stormbreaker is the key to eternity. And because Stormbreaker was really jealous, it wouldn't shut off when Thor tried to get it to and allowed the gate to be opened because, oh, you like your ex-hammer more than me. Fuck you. What the fuck? Seriously? My feelings are hurt. And then Thor gives his power with Zeus's lightning bolt. Thunderbolt is the name of it. You gotta call it Thunderbolt. For a limited time only, whoever holds these weapons. He has them pick up a bunch of fucking rubble. And a stuffed bunny. Whoever holds these weapons for a limited time only shall possess the power of Thor. You get a bunch of freaking kids with Thor's power. Yeah. Because they got kidnapped by Gore earlier in the film. Oh my God, folks. This movie was just fucking god-awful. This movie was god-awful. I am depressed. I really am. And I'm going to end this stream because I've said all I need to say. Objectively, this movie is a 5 out of 10. There's writing mistakes, continuity mistakes, acting problems, freaking it's just god awful. All these culminate into ruining what could have been a good thing if the movie was taken seriously. This movie was not taken seriously. Subjective, this movie is a 0 for me. Absolute 0. Moviegoer. This movie, where I'm not breaking it down, out of entertainment quality only, I checked my phone once for the time, so it gets a 9 out of 10. This movie was an insult to what the MCU used to be. It really is. Anyway, folks, that's going to be the review. I'm depressed. I want to go to bed. I just want to fucking leave this day behind. And folks, if you enjoy the movie, awesome. If you don't, I feel you. Believe me, I do. You all have a wonderful night. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below if you catch the replay. I need to go to bed. Stay humble.